We now speak to Justice Undersecretary Raul Vasquez in connection with this story. Good evening to you, Yusek.
Hi, good evening, Ses. Good evening sa inyo, Sean, at saka Colleen.
All right, I'm not sure if you heard the interview with Attorney Lorna Kapunan saying that the witness that has presented himself to the DOJ is actually the most guilty and should be charged.
We haven't heard anything about that, but everything is under case filled up.
Mm-hmm. May you tell us if he is in the custody, alias Totoy, if he is in the custody of the DOJ or under the protection of the DOJ?
That is a live investigation. We cannot comment on that.
But he is cooperating with the agency?
We approach some people and we got information. That's why we are subjecting everything to case build-up.
Mm-hmm.
But does he have an affidavit submitted already to the Justice Department, Yusek?
That's a live investigation. We cannot comment.
What can you tell us?
That's the problem, because this is a live investigation. We don't want to put anybody under scrutiny unduly, because we want this thing to be supported by proper pieces of evidence and not just be tried on the media, because we won't be litigating this anyway before the media. It would have to be the courts.
Well,
so
we do understand.
We have to be very sure. We have to make sure that only when there are the necessary pieces of evidence and the degree of proof needed would be overcome, that we will file the cases, if ever.
Yes, I was saying we do understand that you want to build an airtight case before you present it to the courts and to the media. However, it looks like there is a battle brewing in the media. We have the security guards posting on social media, pointing to alias Totoy as the culprit. And we also have, we understand, a libel case that will be filed by Atong Ang versus alias Totoy tomorrow. If the allegation is that he tried to extort 300 million from Atong Ang, and if he is not given this money, he will link him to the case. So does this make if ever alias Totoy becomes a state witness, the fact that he tried to extort money, does he make him less credible?
That is speculative, says no. We cannot delve into speculation, especially in the middle of fact-finding investigations and verification of information. Raw data lahat kasi yan eh. And everything that they're also saying, those are mere allegations, and allegations are not evidence. So that's how it is. You expect all of these matters to be presented, and we would be swamped with all this information. And it's up to the law enforcement agencies whom we have tasked to help us out in the investigation side to determine which one would be more credible and supported by the pieces of evidence. Apart from yung testimonial evidence nila, if the real evidence could be presented, corroborative evidence, real evidence, and so on and so forth. Yan ang purpose ng case build-up.
All right, this libel case that is going to be filed tomorrow, supposedly, does it throw a monkey wrench into your investigation?
No.
How so?
Because it's just one of the legal developments that would be expected. I think that's part of the legal strategy of whoever would be involved, if they are involved. And in fact, but as of now, as of now. If they feel alluded to, then that would be their problem.
Okay, Yusek, I just want to take a step back, no, and tell us when you started really looking into this into the missing sabungeros, when you started like this formal case build-up. Was it only upon the first expose, so to speak, of alias Totoy, doon lang ba nag-start, or has it been ongoing and that testimony kind of, parang binuhay niya ulit or nabigyan ng bagong buhay
No,
yung
no,
investigasyon?
no. Let me state it yung context. This case had been pending for 3-4 years.
Correct.
And we never let go of the case. We stood our ground. We stayed the course. Initially many cases were filed, but later on many withdrew. The complainants withdrew, but there were some who continued on with the case. That is the reason why there are pending cases that are being now heard. That's the case that led to the warrant, the kidnapping cases. So that means to say that these are live cases, and whenever there would be subsequent events, just like this one, that would appear to strengthen the prosecution, then that's the time that a deeper and more comprehensive fact-finding investigation would have to be conducted to really ferret out the truth.
And Yusek, if I may ask, how confident is the DOJ with the credibility of alias Totoy, and have other witnesses come forward already to help in this case?
Credibility-wise, kasi if you come to think about it, it all depends on the pieces of evidence or information given. The fact that there appears to be pieces of evidence that coincide with certain assumptions, it would bolster yung theory of the prosecution. So it's a question of building up the case to a point where the prosecution would be very confident about our case. And the fact that the cases were filed, says Sean and Pauline, is an indication that indeed this process went through the entire legal process. The panel of prosecutors assessed the pieces of evidence presented thus far and found that there is prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction necessary to support a prosecution. All the more that somebody supposedly in the know came out of the woodworks and now present an additional angle to all of these matters. So it's a good help. It's a great help to the prosecution.
Are you close to having an airtight case?
Close?
Yes.
Yes.
Even if you do not find the remains of the missing sabungeros in Taal Lake?
That's a good question, because if you don't find the body of the crime, kaya nga hanggang the present case is just kidnapping as of now. It's not murder, it's not homicide, because there is no evidence that they are dead, except for the information now of this so-called whistleblower. So we are trying to piece up all these little bits of information. Says no, we are not taking anything at face value. We have to be very sure with our pieces of evidence, because in the same manner that we want to prosecute those who may have committed this dastardly, egregious crime with impunity, we have to make sure also that no one would be unduly held to court, or reputations, lives.
But we do understand
It's
that
not an easy thing.
that the whistleblower has video. And this was revealed by Secretary Remulla himself.
Well, as I said, this is a live investigation, assess. So we cannot comment on the details, specific details, because these are all cross-check.
We thank you for your time. Justice Undersecretary Raul Vasquez.